Hey everybody, how you doing? It's Qstorm. You caught me in the middle of packing up for a shoot I'm going on tomorrow. I'm gonna head out to Long Island tonight, and I'm gonna be shooting all day tomorrow for Newsday, one of my best clients. I love working for those guys. And well, since you're here, you can come along. I'm gonna be traveling from Delaware County, Pennsylvania, and it's a sweltering day in Delaware County. I'm going to be traveling from PA to Long Island, which is right outside of New York. And through the course of the trip, we're going to travel over a couple of bridges that are really cool. We're going to travel over the Goethals Bridge and the Verazzano Bridge. And they're really nice bridges. The Verazzano Bridge is humongous, really interesting structures. So I figured since you're here, why don't you come along? As soon as I get finished packing, we'll head out. Cool? Okay. Before we get underway, I want to map out my trip. It's going to be 2 hours and 48 minutes, so pretty much 3 hours with traffic, maybe more. And oddly enough, Google Maps has got me going through Manhattan to get to Long Island, which is a viable route, but I don't want to have to deal with New York City traffic. So I'm going to reroute and have me go, as I said, via the Goethals Bridge and the Verazzano Bridge. Okay, so that's much better. This is the route that I had intended to take, and funny enough, it's added 2 minutes to my trip, but believe me, if I had gone through Manhattan, it would probably add an extra 45 minutes, so this works fine for me. It's going to take me up New Jersey. I'm going to cross over into Staten Island, which is New York State, and then I'm going to cross over into Brooklyn and take that all the way around on the belt to Long Island. The last thing I need to do is attach my HDR AS15, otherwise known as the Sony Action Cam, to the hood of the car. So we're going to suction it down like that, press down, then crank this up. Now, that's not going anywhere. And I've got it at a particular angle so that you can get the maximum view using the fisheye. Instead of keeping it straight, you want to keep it up so you can get a pretty good example or feel of how massive these bridges are. All right, so that's cool. All right, let's get in. All right, so we're all packed up, ready to go. I got my light kit, I got my cameras, I got my tripod, I got all kinds of digital cards to record on, I got my monitor, and I also brought my my Phantom, my quadcopter, to get some aerial shots of Newsday from the exterior. Just, you know, as an added bonus for the client. Keep them happy. So, all right, let's head out. So we just went through the Easy Pass toll, and we're heading up the ramp towards the Goethals Bridge, going over the Arthur Kill waterway. I don't know why waterways are called kills in this part of the country, but they are. And as you can see, it's very narrow on this stretch of road. There's no shoulder, and I hate driving this. There's nothing worse than pulling up next to a semi-trailer on this highway heading to the bridge. But here we are, going underneath the Goethals Bridge. We're still in New Jersey, although we're over water. But when we get on the other side, we will be in New York, Staten Island. I believe it's something like 15 or 16 million cars travel over this bridge in a year. And I think it's one of the first bridges that the Port Authority put up back in, I'm not sure what date, but it's supposed to be replaced. And that would be a huge project, a huge undertaking. But here we are, we're now in the state of New York. And of course, I went through a toll to pay for driving on the New Jersey Turnpike, and now I have to pay a toll just for crossing the Goethals Bridge. now I'm headed towards the Verazzano, and you can see the post way off in the distance there to the left near the bottom of the frame. This is one of the most intimidating bridges I've ever driven across, because I don't know if I have agoraphobia or something like that, but it's just so massive and large. It's just kind of nerve-wracking, but we're coming up on it. I tend to drive on the top level. It's a double-decker bridge, and it's the longest suspension bridge in the country. At one time, it was the longest in the world, but I think there is a bridge that tops this one in Europe. I'm not sure about that. Here we go. We're driving up the ramp, and again, I don't know if you can tell this perspective, but how far away we are and how tall that thing is. It's pretty amazing and pretty massive. The other thing is, if you look to the left, you see the guardrail there. You see how rusty that is? That's New York tax dollars at work, or not at work, if you will. This bridge, it always looks like it's on the verge of falling apart, which makes driving on it not that pleasant an experience as well. But yeah, just look how tall the suspension cables are. It's really intimidating to me. When I get off this bridge, I just feel kind of a little bit more relieved. And right now we're crossing over a wider body of water, the Verazzano Narrows. The bridge is named after the Italian explorer Giovanni de Verazzano. He was the first European in 1524 to enter New York Harbor. The towers are so massive, they can be seen throughout a good part of most of the New York metropolitan area if you're in the right spot. That includes all the 5 boroughs and New Jersey. Another little fact is that since 1976, this bridge has been the starting point for the New York City Marathon. And I want to also clear one thing up. Neither of the 2 bridges that we are traveling over today are the ones that were closed by Chris Christie. That would be the George Washington Bridge, which is a lot further north than where we are, and it connects New Jersey with Manhattan, New York. And on the New York side, the bridge dumps you out at like in the Harlem, Morningside Heights area. We've been driving for a little, maybe just about 2 hours now from my office to this point. So we got about an hour left to go, and traffic is really good. This is, I believe this is a record for driving anywhere in the New York area. We're gonna stay to the left, which will put us on the Belt Parkway, which will take us all the way around the outer rim of Brooklyn. So I'll pass Coney Island, I'll pass JFK, and then I'll get on the Southern State, and at that point I'll be in Long Island and heading towards Newsday. In crossing those 2 bridges, I paid a total of $26 just to cross those bridges. Now, in terms of the Goethals, you only pay that toll when you exit New Jersey and go into New York. So you don't pay going the opposite direction. As far as the Verazzano, you pay going out of Brooklyn into Staten Island. You don't pay on the opposite side. But $26, $13 per bridge. Imagine if you were a commuter and had to pay that every day. Now with Easy Pass, I think you get $11 on peak time, and you charge $9 on off-peak time. But it's just insane. But hey, welcome to New York. Heading down the ramp, getting ready to get onto the belt. And you can see the Verazzano Narrows Bridge, as it's formerly called, in the background. It's a pretty impressive sight. And now we're on the Belt Parkway. We'll be at Newsday in no time. Well, we made it in time, and the shoot went very well. And I even had time to get this aerial shot, something I've always wanted to do for a client. And I think it turned out pretty decent. I hope you enjoyed the trip. Maybe we'll be able to take another one very soon. Take care.